Have you ever wondered why Rolex watches seem to get more expensive as time goes on? Well, it's all about supply and demand. As the demand for Rolex watches keeps rising and the supply becomes more limited, their prices naturally go up. This means that owning a Rolex can be a smart investment because their value tends to appreciate over time. Speaking of price increases, Rolex actually bumped up their watch prices by over 4.2% at the beginning of 2022. And guess what? This suggests that there's a high likelihood of further price hikes down the road. So if you're interested in capitalizing on luxurious timepieces, this video is definitely for you. In this video, we'll delve into what makes Rolex watches such a great investment. We'll showcase the specific watches that saw their prices increase during 2022. And lastly, we'll provide you with some insights into what the future holds for Rolex. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Let me avoid wasting your time and get started. So, why are Rolex watches considered to be a good investment? In the past few years, Rolexes have become really hard to find. The number of Rolexes available just can't keep up with how many people want them. And you know what that means. Resellers are taking advantage of this situation by jacking up the prices and making huge profits. If you take a look at Rolex online store, you'll notice that at the beginning of 2022, they raised their prices. It's pretty evident there. So the non-uniform increase in price is also the reason why Rolex watches are a good investment. So here's the thing about Rolex. On January 1, 2022, they decided to raise the prices of their watches. Now the watches in their classic watches collection saw a small increase, nothing too drastic. But there were some other watches that experienced a much bigger jump in price. Let me give you a couple of examples. Take the Oyster Perpetual for instance. At the end of 2021, it was priced at £4,470, but by the start of 2022, it shot up to a whopping £4,660. That's an increase of 4.2%. And then there's the Submariner. Its price went from £6,136 at the end of 2021 to a staggering £6,780 in 2022. That's a hefty increase of 10.5%. And like I said before, the increased scarcity in the future will make Rolex watches a good investment. In the coming years, Rolex has no plans to ramp up its production capacity. This means the shortage of supply will continue to grow, driving up the prices of their watches even further. In an official statement, Rolex has assured its fans that they are not intentionally causing the scarcity. They explain that their current production cannot fully meet the existing demand without compromising the quality of their watches, something they are unwilling to do. According to Rolex, their commitment to excellence requires time, and it will continue to take the necessary time to ensure that all their watches meet their high standards and customers' expectations of quality, reliability, and durability. Rolex refuses to compromise on the elements that go into creating exceptional timepieces. Over time, a brand's presence becomes so influential that fans are willing to pay whatever price the brand sets. Rolex is no exception to this phenomenon. They have observed that their customers are determined to own a Rolex regardless of the circumstances. Therefore, instead of creating an artificial scarcity, Rolex has straightforwardly increased the prices of their watches. If you've gotten this far with the video, then you'll probably enjoy my upcoming videos. Subscribe so that you don't miss a single video. So, which Rolex watches increased in value last year and why? Well, the first one is the Rolex Daytona 18 carats yellow gold green dial. The price of the Rolex Daytona 18 went through the roof, starting at £22,919 back in 2018 and shooting up to a whopping £102,838 by 2022. That's a mind-blowing increase of around 348%. Just imagine your money more than tripling in less than 5 years. But here's the deal. There's a darn good reason why the Daytona's price is skyrocketing. You see, the Cosmograph Daytona was originally made as a tool for those badass racing drivers out there. It's got this fancy tachymetric scale that's officially certified, and it's a super useful tool for pro racers to calculate the average speed of a lap. And let me tell you, they made sure that scale is super easy to read. It's perfect for measuring speeds over 400 units per hour, whether you're talking kilometers or miles. The Daytona is the real deal when it comes to precision and speed. The second one is the Rolex Daytona Platinum Ice Blue Dial. So let me tell you about the Daytona Platinum Ice Blue. It's quite remarkable how its price skyrocketed by a whopping 276% from 2018 to 2022. That means its value increased by 2.76 times, making it a truly fantastic investment. What sets this watch apart is its unique ice blue dial, which happens to be Rolex's signature dial for their platinum watches. You'll only find these blue dials in the day-date models and the Cosmograph Daytona. Any die-hard Rolex collector would instantly recognize this watch and have a good idea of its worth. So what does the price increase that happened last year mean? When there's less of something, like Rolex watches becoming harder to find, it actually makes them even more special and sought after. That's why Rolex fans are even more drawn to them. So people who invest in Rolex watches and plan to sell them later can expect to make a good profit in the next few years. Let me avoid making this video too long, but I hope you get my point. If you found this video helpful, then please give it a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe for more.